Did you ever sit down to relax and somehow end up feeling guilty instead? There's a story that completely changed the way I think about exhaustion, but not for the reason that most people think. So a woodcutter gets a new job. And on his first day he cuts down 18 trees. His boss is thrilled. So the next morning he works even harder. But he only cuts down 15. The next day he cuts down 10 trees. So he's giving more effort but showing less progress. Finally embarrassed, he goes to his boss. I don't understand. I feel like I'm trying harder every day. His boss asked him one question. When was the last time you sharpened your axe? The woodcutter responds, I haven't had time. I've been too busy cutting down trees. Now, most people think that they know what this story means. Stephen Covey had shared this story on effectiveness in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but every time I hear it, I think the story is pointing to something else. The woodcutter never says, I don't know how to sharpen an axe. He never says, I forgot. What he says is, I don't have time. That is a very different problem. Let's face it. Most exhausted people already know what would help. They know that they need more sleep. They know they need boundaries. They know they need to ask for help, but the problem isn't knowing what you need. It's giving yourself permission. Here's what I think really happened. Somewhere along the way, many of us stopped measuring our work and we really started measuring ourselves. We learned that our value comes from being useful, being dependable, being able to multitask. But when that happens, rest doesn't just start to feel unproductive. It starts to feel uncomfortable. Then, if it goes on long enough, it starts to feel like guilt. Because when your self-worth depends on what you produce, rest starts to feel like a failure. So, you don't just ignore what your body needs, but you question yourself for needing it in the first place. You don't think I need to rest, but you do think, I should be able to handle this. This is why so many people burn out. Not because they work hard, but because they never stop measuring their worth. The work ends, the self-criticism doesn't. Even when they finally sit down, they never stop asking, have I done enough? Am I doing enough? Am I enough? Thousands of years before Stephen Covey, Ecclesiastes observed that a dull blade requires more strength. Wisdom isn't always working harder. It's knowing when to sharpen the blade. Maybe that's why so many ancient traditions treated rest as something sacred. People didn't have less to do back then. It's because they knew something that we're still